Welcome back to Adventures in Freeze Drying, Empty Nester Edition. My youngest son is headed off to college for the very first time. And dorm rooms are small, dorm fridges even smaller. Everything he needs to make protein smoothies would take up a lot of space in his dorm room. Not to mention he'd need some sort of blender or smoothie maker in his dorm room. So I'm going to make him up 4 trays, 3 smoothies per tray, so 12 smoothies to get started with, to take off to school with him. So that way he has those before he works out when he wants them. So stick with me and I'll share my recipe with you and we'll see how these turn out. We're going to start with 2 cups of frozen blueberries, dumped right in there. Now my son did not put this in his recipe, but I'm going to add a handful of spinach here. It's not going to hurt him any. And then the next thing I'm going to add are 3 bananas, so I'll get those peeled and put in really quick. I need 3 tablespoons of chia seed added into here. And then it calls for a teaspoon of cinnamon. Again, this is a recipe to make 3 of these at a time to fill the tray. So you would just want about 1/3 or 1/4 teaspoon if you're only going to make 1 of these up. 4½ tablespoons of PB2. Peanut butter doesn't freeze dry, but PB2 will. Then he needs 3 scoops of his protein powder. So basically 1 serving. You can use whatever protein powder you like. He likes chocolate in here. He's done vanilla before as well, so whatever flavor you want to add to it. And then last but not least will be 2¼ cups of milk. I am using the lactose-free dairy milk for my son, but you could use almond milk, oat milk, whatever milk is your preference. And then we'll go ahead and get this all mixed up.
I thought we would get 3 smoothies per tray, but right now this is almost 8½ cups of smoothies, so this is not all going on 1 tray. So I will get 3 smoothies per 2 trays, and we will pour this evenly between the 2 trays, and then I'm going to add dividers to help this freeze dry quicker. I have added my dividers and the 20 portion setting. This will allow my smoothies to freeze dry more evenly because it allows moisture to escape from more points since this is a big, flat, smooth fluid. I'm also going to add this to my freezer with lids on it to get it frozen solid before it goes in the freeze dryer.
I'm at almost 9½ hours of extra dry time on my freeze drying process. We're going to go ahead and check these. I'm assuming they're done. I'm just going to do by feel today to see if there's any dry spots, maybe take one out and break it in half and see if there's a cold spot in there. Also, because I'm planning to powder these, we will know if these are dry or if I need to throw the powder back in to finish it up. So let's go ahead and get these pulled out. I'm going to start with the bottom tray because that's frequently where you might find a cold spot. I would say it feels consistent to touch as far as being about the same temperature. The way those are pulling out feels really good. And this just wants to powder. I think we're good to go, but like I said, we'll know for sure when I powder these. If it's not good, I can put it right back in the freezer and get the powder put back in the freeze dryer. It's not the end of the world. So we're going to end the cycle and I'll meet you back in the kitchen so we can get these powdered. Just a reminder, I ended up with 4 trays of the smoothies. and there were 3 smoothies per 2 trays. So I have a total of 6 smoothies here. And my plan is to go ahead and just get it all powdered together, get a mass of the powder, divide that mass by 6, and then we'll figure out how many scoops will be needed to make 1 smoothie, so I can send this off to college with my son. So I'll get these going in the blender here in 2 seconds. So my 4 trays of freeze-dried smoothie ended up being about 5.5 cups of powder in my blender. I'm going to get the mass of my Mylar bag, even though it'll be negligible, and then we will dump all of this into this Mylar bag and get a mass, do some math, and figure out how much of this is 1 smoothie. So I've done the math. I've subtracted the mass of the bag from the total mass of the smoothie. I found out how much 1 scoop weighs, and we're going to need 2.5 to 3 scoops to be a single serve smoothie. So we're going to mix this up and have my son come on and give it a taste test. We'll be right back. So this is my son who's headed off to college, and these smoothies are for him. So again, this is an empty nester edition. And we put 2.5 scoops of the smoothie into here, which would have been about 128, 130 grams of the powder. And how much water did you add?
2 cups.
So he added 2 cups of water. Do you recommend a blender bottle?
Yes, make sure you have the blender bottle.
It makes a big difference. You still might have to stir up some of the mix on the bottom. Maybe try adding the mix to the water instead of adding water to the mix. Go ahead and give that a try. What do you think, Cody?
Not bad.
Easier in the dorms than trying to make a smoothie?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so there you have it. You can make your kids smoothies, send them off to college with them. Thank you so much for joining me on Adventures in Freeze Drying. If you like the content, please hit the thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe down below. You can find all my recipes on freezedryingcookbook.com.